welcome to the Heavy Door Horror Podcast.
Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent.
All right. This is the Heavy Door Horror Podcast. My name is Heavy Door Dan, Ganja Zombie, the original Babylon John, the radioactive one, formerly known as Claymation Caligula, coming to you on August 28, 2025, from my palatial suburban estate here in the tropical city of Union in the free-thinking state of California. In this podcast, we review and discuss horror movies from cult and B-movies subgenres of horror, specifically focusing on trashy films from the 70s and 80s, and who knows, we might dabble a little in the 90s here and there. This week's movie, we are covering Edge of the Axe from 1988. And before we get into the movie, let's go around the padded room for our safety. And introduce the regulators, starting at the top with Mr. Deeds. What's happening, Deeds? How you doing, man?
What's up, guys? Good.
Yeah?
Doing good. Yeah. You know, this week has been topsy-turvy in terms of the work week. Everything else has been pretty good, man. Eating well, and looking forward to this 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
Labor Day weekend, that's for sure.
Sorry.
It's guys like us, or at least guys like me, that, not to pat myself on the back, but, we help make that holiday possible. So,
Right
yeah.
on. All right, cool. And let's move on over to
Eric!
Eric!
What's up, party people?
What's happening, man?
Doing well.
Everything good?
So, it's ready to talk about this so-called movie we just watched.
The Edge of the Axe. It's right at the tip of my tongue, yeah. All right, let's move it on down the line.
Now, Kim Hem, what do you have to say for yourself? Now, Kim Hem, what do you have to say for yourself?
Definitely. I know those hairy heads.
Hi everyone,
Great.
really excited to be here. We watched a great movie today. We're gonna talk about it and have a great show for you guys.
Right on, man. All right, and Louis, what do you got for us tonight, Louis? What's the word, man?
Yeah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Same old thing?
Yeah. It's your axe.
Edge of the Axe.
Yeah,
You ready for the Edge of the
yeah.
Axe? All right, man. All right. All right. Okay, well, let's get into the movie here. So a few things off the top. Let's see, what do we got here? First off, I checked out the Rotten Tomatoes score. The Rotten Tomatoes score for this, let's see. I'm sorry, let's start with the IMDb score is 5.3 out of 10 with 3,300 reviews. So a lot of people took the time to put their 2 cents in on this. There's no reviews by the critics on Rotten Tomatoes. The critics did not have time for this, and the audience score was 60%, which is not bad if you think about it. And then that Letterboxd website was 2.7 out of 5 stars, and I think there was only about 240 people that reviewed it on that site. And then, so the official tagline from the Grindhouse database, there's nothing silent about nights in Paddock County. And that was about all I could find. That's really not all that impressive, but it is what it is.
Just like the movie, not all that impressive.
Yeah. In Spain, the original production title was Al Filo del Hacha. In Germany, let's see.
Here comes my favorite.
In
Yeah.
Germany, it was known as Exolution Todlich Begegnung. I think Begegnung. Okay. It's rough. In Brazil, it was Abeiro do Machado. In China, it was that thing, which I can't pronounce. In Denmark, it was known as Patienten, okay. So anyway, let's get into Edge of the Axe from 1988. We open up at a car wash, the Sparkle Car Wash.
Yeah, those gas prices look pretty enticing too. That's one thing I did
Did anybody write down what it was?
Yeah.
It was like, it was...
Yeah.
99 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
99 cents a gallon
Yeah.
for regular unleaded.
And
Fill your car for
sure, yeah. So
15
we got a
bucks.
gal in her car, getting ready to the car wash. She is smoking out that car with the windows rolled up, going through the car wash. That made me want to vomit. She,
I
it's
loved it.
fucking
I loved it.
disgusting.
I
Just the whole
loved it.
concept makes me.
Loved it. You turn the air on, it's all good. You know.
Rough, man.
Well, I miss when, the days when we were
Yes.
able to do that.
So she's driving a big ugly blue Volvo wagon. So in the rural northern California mountain community of Paddock County, Nurse Myrna Dobson, ends up being our first victim, is murdered by a masked man with an axe while driving through the car wash. So basically, she's chilling in the car, going through the car wash, and out of nowhere, some dude comes out with this white mask on and just fucking whack! It's an axe straight through the damn windshield. And basically just, hacks her up through the windshield with this axe in the middle of her car wash. It's kind of a big mess.
And no, in broad daylight, and none of the
Yeah.
workers that work at the car wash seem to, and no one sees it.
So, and he's a bit
There
of
you
a
go.
Leatherface too, right? Kind of a weird.
Yeah.
But I put down any fans out there of Sons of Anarchy when what's his name, Henry Rollins was in the show. He wore a white mask and sexually assaults Gemma, Gemma Teller. And so I called him Henry Rollins for the movie.
So axe to the windshield and hacks her up. She's dead. I don't know if you guys noticed there's like a red cross thing on the window, which I thought seemed to be like they kind of highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is she, like work for the Red Cross or something?
So basically that's, we get that. So after that, we switch to an introduction to a remote setting. Basically the horror theme kicks in. It sounds horrible. And basically we have a guy on a motorcycle driving through town. And it's one of those kind of first view, first person kind of on the back of a motorcycle going through some small rural town.
Their little PLA town kind of looked like you were in Tahoe or whatever, Big Bear.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be
Big Bear,
Is
I
it?
think, or some shit.
Big Bear. Yeah.
Okay.
Big Bear Lake.
Which is in SoCal, but they like to say NorCal.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It definitely, like, I the whole time I was like, it's got to be Tahoe. That's what I thought. But yeah, so we get so where are we at here? So the next scene basically is what the barn attack. Basically, a woman is in her house. She's in her home, and there's a windstorm going on outside. And she hears a bunch of noises out in her barn. Right, and she goes out to the barn to confront said noises. And then that's when we find.
She's a pig farmer. She got a pig farm. She got a bunch of hogs, and
so she goes out
she hears them.
checking on the pigs, and that's when we see the. Is that when Leatherface comes out and takes a swing at her? And
no. Because at this time, she hears that shit. She comes back into her house, and somebody has decapitated one of the pigs and put it on her bed. She lives.
So she's fleeing.
Yeah, she lives. But she had a decapitated pig head on her mattress.
Basically, at this point, tensions are high. Home invasion terror. It's not good. Meanwhile, we meet Gerald Martin, an eccentric young man who's obsessed with computers and has recently moved into a cabin on the property of an elderly hermit named Brock. And I thought Brock was kind of awesome. Yeah, I thought he was kind of awesome.
He was all right. Yeah.
First, old Brock starts out complaining about the light bill because of fucking Gerald's new computer, he calls it your new computer contraption, right?
Yeah, he's really upset about his PG&E bill. He's not happy. He's not happy.
Oh man, he was about to die paying them bills.
Basically, Gerald, I don't know, that whatever, just tries to appease him and gives him a flannel T-shirt or a flannel button-up shirt, he's whatever, fucking walks off to the cabin, opens up his new PC, and then all of a sudden there's a stranger walking in the woods, and we see this is where the damn thing screwed me up. Let's see, nothing independent runs back. So
right, because the next scene is Gerald and Richard like riding in the truck, and he's like, or they're going out to a bar to do some exterminate because they're exterminators to go inspect
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they got
So
a call
that
about something.
basically, what's his name here? Gerald and his friend Richard, an exterminator, go to investigate a putrid smell in the basement at the local tavern. And then they find a rotting corpse of Mary West, a missing barmaid, lodged in the attic crawl space. Her death is She was dead
And
for
she
like
was
a
been
long
dead. She
time.
was
Yeah,
dead, like been
she had been
dead.
up there. Yeah, the rotted body
Yeah.
looks bad. And then he said 8 days, and I said 8 days, my ass, man. That's a lot more. That was more like 8 weeks to me, man.
Yeah, right. And then the next scene is they get the sheriff out there, obviously,
Yeah,
right? I mean, they just found a dead body, and he don't want to do shit about it. He's trying to cover all this up because same thing happened when Pig Lady's husband goes to the sheriff just prior to this, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry about it." So you found a dead pig
yeah,
in your bed, a decapitated pig
right,
head
sure,
in your bed.
sure.
He's like, "It's no big deal. It's no big deal." It's like, what do you mean it's no
Yeah.
Right,
big
right.
deal? Fuck out of here, man. This sheriff's an
Someone slit the
asshole.
throat of your pig, like, you know,
Yeah.
like,
He accuses the guy. He's all, "Was that your sweetness pig?" Implying that
Yeah.
that was his favorite pig, and he's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. Here's a quarter. Call somebody who cares, motherfucker."
Yeah,
He just
yeah,
completely
yeah.
blows him off.
Yeah, basically, cop tells him to screw.
Yeah.
The cop tells him to screw,
yeah,
right?
that
Because
was
that guy's
brutal.
name's Trevor, right? And he's complaining to the pig. Because I wrote down he's complaining to the pig about the
Mhm.
pig, right? Yeah, and Trevor's not, and
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, and then the other thing I noticed was Trevor does not look or sound
Yeah,
like
and
a pig
the
farmer,
sheriff.
right? He didn't come across as that type.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, the cops help him screw. So then scene we're at Gerald's, and Gerald has a really cool cabin, out in the woods behind Brock's house, I guess. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like shape
yeah,
of an
that cabin was
octagon
neat.
too. I mean, it's all. It's not.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
it
a.
was very
It's not
neat.
a rectangle or a square.
Um, And then a cool cabin, reads the news about the car wash murder. And at some point, he's talking to Brock, and they're talking about the car wash murder. And he makes fun of the free shirt that he gave Brock, right? Because Brock's sitting there wearing it, and he's all proud of it. And he's kind of like, "Hey, what do you think?" And he's like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're like a fucking idiot." Um, so we're in the car with Gerald and Richard, and they're driving to the bar, talking about girls at the bar and something about Maria, and all this bullshit, right? Acting like a fucking couple of douchebags.
Oh
They get to
yeah.
Lonnie's bar where they find the gal, with her rotted corpse, and looks like it's been there for 8 days. I call bullshit. The cops show up, they load up the body, call it a suicide. And there's the back and forth with the cop and the doctor outside of the coroner. Yeah, yeah. And
The corner. Yeah. He's like, "I can't write this up as a suicide. We don't
yeah,
know." He's all, "No,
yeah,
motherfucker. You make sure you write
yeah.
this up as a suicide. Respect her wishes." He's like, "I don't think she killed herself, dude." And the sheriff's like, "We ain't
Yeah,
never had a
right, right,
murder on my
totally.
watch in
And
this town. We ain't
the
gonna
funny
start
thing I
now."
put down was that the doctor did not know he was in a movie. Like that dude was like just sitting there scared, staring at a camera like, okay. I mean, and I think that's our new category. I think is not doesn't know they're in a movie. I think it's a good category, man. Because that motherfucker did not know. It's like, hey,
Okay.
Steve, we're actually rolling, and it's just like, yeah, we're shooting here, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're shooting
So
here. We're
let's see.
shooting.
Basically, so,
Well, just think about this, Danny.
that's
They
the
probably
best one.
did 30 takes of that, and that's
That's
the
it.
best one.
We're good. We're good. We're done. We're done.
And that's the
We're
best
good.
one.
And then we get another driving scene through the little neighborhood of Big Bear, or whatever. There's like what I think 4, 5 driving scenes where it's just first person. Yeah,
Yeah, there's a few. Just,
yeah, yeah,
just like a
yeah.
POV shot of,
And
going down.
Gerald's talking
It's
to
going down. The road.
Oh yeah.
Richard about his wife, his old lady, who apparently is older than her or than him. Yeah, she was obviously older than him.
And she
Yeah.
was.
And then,
She was.
something about
Yeah.
bitch, and she's too old, and one of these days I'm gonna fumigate her, and they're all like, they thought that shit was fucking hysterical, man. Oh boy. You're right.
I thought it was funny.
So the next scene we get to see, so Gerald meets Lillian and Rita. So they get to the lake where, yeah.
The lake, like the boathouse, bar, house, where that girl, where he meets. Eventually, they meet Susan, who has great tits, comes out and serves them beers.
Yeah.
Richard and Gerald, but they also meet Lillian,
Yeah, and Suzanne
our
is
female
something
star
about
of the
she
movie.
has bodacious tatas. And then I put down she's
Oh,
a
yeah.
fox question
Oh, yeah.
mark because you know, I mean she wasn't ugly, but she wasn't exactly like a rock
Yeah.
star in there, right?
Well, I mean,
She,
I mean, come on. I mean, this is the '80s, man. You know,
them titties had
Suzanne
legs.
is.
I guess, man.
They look good.
Susan's actually
Yeah,
Lillian's mother.
No.
Wait,
Oh,
hold
really?
on.
I didn't pick that. I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, I
No
didn't pick
way.
that up.
Because Lillian,
Yeah.
that's her father's bar.
Yeah, but Susan wasn't the wife, was she? Or maybe she was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was because
Susan,
we're skipping ahead, but spoiler alert: Richard ends up cheating on his old wife with Susan out on the boat, and I guess Susan cheats on her old husband with Richard. I guess. Yeah. Okay. You know, she could be the mother and the stepmother, though, Danny. Those two did not look that far.
As far as their age,
or, I
they
mean,
didn't look
you know,
far
that,
apart.
but it's a movie.
But yeah, so they're at a lake house, I guess, and they're indoors at a bar playing video games, and this is when we meet Lillian Nebbs. Gerald meets Lillian Nebbs, the daughter of the local tavern owner, who's home from college, I guess, for the summer. A lot of small talk going on, this and that, whatever. I don't know that there was much to take from this other than just some light flirting. And yeah, basically, yeah. Just
they were talking about the video game he was playing. You know.
Then we're on next scene. We're outside and we hear "Get Jimmy."
Yep.
We caught about 15 trout, and the old man's on the boat telling his old lady to go get like the house. I mean, I don't even want to say it, but like the butler. Yeah, I mean,
he was black. He was black. He was black. It was, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of uncomfortable.
There was some racial undertones there for sure.
We caught 15 trout. While this is all going on, he tries to seduce the Neb daughter, right? He's basically trying to, or not the daughter, you guys are saying the wife, right? Yeah.
Oh, you mean Susan?
Nonetheless, he's trying to
Richard's really hitting Susan hard.
So
absolutely.
So yeah, the daughter. So then next scene, they're driving while the old lady is hassling the homie about what was she? She was giving him some shit about, I don't know, whatever, just being an old lady while he's like fucking 20 years younger than her. And the whole time Gerald's basically in the backseat laughing at him. I don't know if you guys caught that. While the old lady's basically just berating Richard, Gerald's in the backseat just cracking up, loving every minute of it. And what do we got here? Gerald and Lillian are checking out. Next scene, Gerald and Lillian are at the cabin checking out the Icarus AI, is what they called it. Right? I was like, and then
he had it hooked up to. He didn't say the network. I mean, he's implying the internet, but he didn't really.
Yeah.
He said, "What did he call?"
I have this actually written down in my opinion bit, but he called it. He says, if it doesn't have the information in its memory logs, it automatically connects itself to a central terminal.
Wow, okay.
Oh, central terminal. That was it.
Yeah, so, right, exactly. I wrote. It's funny, Eddie. I wrote down 80s tech jargon here. Central terminal. And then something about ask a question or something, and then hit the brown key, which I thought was a very dated thing to say. I mean, computers don't have brown keys anymore. Yeah, the brown key.
Not the enter key or return. The brown key.
And at some point they kiss, right? They getting a little handsy. And basically they
Well,
bond
they're
over
getting
their
a little
fascination
handsy.
for technology, and it just so happens they
Yeah.
also think they're, the other one is hot. So everything's working out there, So the next scene, so we break from that. Good.
And then he offers
Yeah.
he offers Lillian, would you
Yes.
like a computer?
That's right.
And then we could talk,
That
we can
is
talk to
that is
each
a
other
key ingredient
via
to
the
the story, yeah.
computer from your house to my house, blah, blah, blah.
So yeah, so next scene we're back at Mackey's, and Mackey's is like a local, like a greasy spoon type place, right? More or less, isn't that what it was? Yeah, yeah. And Rita gets a
Yeah,
call and
great
answers with
bar,
a
greasy
what?
spoon. Yeah.
Rita, and she answers with a
That's
Russian
where we meet
accent, right?
Rita.
Which I thought was
Yeah.
really, yeah. Well, because she said,
She's definitely an Eastern European
and
descent,
she
you know.
says, I
Oh,
mean now,
this is
right?
Rita, hello.
So then she's walking. She's basically dressed up like a stripper, hooker, whatever, walking down these fucking train tracks, right? I don't know.
Where the fuck was this place? Because all of a sudden she's in like train tracks and somewhat industrial bullshit, and it's like, what the
This
fuck?
guy,
It was very. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get it. And she was she was scantily dressed. Looked like the perfect place for someone
it's just
dressed like her in a horror
that's what
movie
I'm
to
saying.
get hacked up.
So and then she's walking on the train tracks, and all of a sudden she's followed by
Bizarre.
boots and a trench coat. The typical horror movie thing. And as she's walking, the thing's walking around. At some point she spins around, and somebody kind of ducks back behind a wall or something like that. And then she says, "Oh, that's what it is." She spins around, and the dude's standing there, and we don't see his face, but she says, "Oh, it's you." Right? And then he pulls out a mask and an axe and fucks her shit up, right? Just yeah.
Oh yeah, he completely kills her, murders her.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Yeah, so she recognizes she recognizes the person, and it's just like, oh, well, I left my cigarettes at the bar. Like, do you have a smoke? And and then she freaks out because she's like, why aren't you saying anything? And then next thing you know, the mask goes on, the hatchet gets brandished, and then
I did write she had great tits too, though. She did have great tits.
That was it. Yeah, that was important.
That was important to know.
So yes, basically she's a local beautician and prostitute, according to the internet. Her name was Rita Miller. Hey, she was also a beautician.
$100, man.
So, come on, man. Jeez.
Oh, okay. Well, my salary doesn't.
Like you're not impressed.
But my salary doesn't afford me that kind of luxury.
Yeah, she had herself. She had herself a little black book that had everybody's name in it that she,
$100.
maybe beautiful.
For $100.
For $100.
No,
and the sheriff goes, he goes, my salary don't allow me to spend that much money.
So her body's found the following morning, crushed by a train on the railroad tracks. $100. Yeah.
And the piece of shit sheriff's still trying to cover it up. They got like a railroad police guy out there because it happened near the railroad track. And he's like, she probably got run over by a train. He's like, there ain't no way that this, her deaths, these knife wounds or axe wounds were caused by a fucking train. And he's like, well, that's right. That's how I'm going to write it up.
My salary doesn't allow for such luxuries. And the guy he's talking to is like,
Hey, real quick. U.S. inflation and calculated in 1986, $100 was worth about $295.
Oh, today.
Well,
let's just say
bad. I mean,
$300.
Rita.
Okay.
That's not bad.
She's
not bad.
She's.
My salary does not allow for such luxuries. All right.
Let's see. So, we got a civil. Too, like the guy. The guy that the sheriff was talking to at the train tracks is dressed up like a Civil War reenactor or something, right? Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, well, or like a conductor, or yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
remember he's
Gotcha,
well,
gotcha.
he's like the railroad police, I think, is what
Yeah,
like he works for the
yeah,
railroad,
it's
so he's
weird.
out there doing
And
the
then
investigation. But yeah, you're right. He did look
and
like
then
he
so the
had a
other
Civil
thing, this
War hat
happens
on,
twice in the
like
movie.
he was
He
like a
flubs
Union
his
Army
line,
hat. Yeah.
and they don't re-record it. They leave it in. Yeah, he flubs his line, which I thought was fucking
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
With the
Uh,
oh yeah,
they
yeah,
they
Mister
did too many takes with
the
the
coroner. Yeah,
mortician.
Mister.
Yeah,
We'll just call him Mister
they used up
Personality from
all
now on.
their or the coroner. I
But
mean, they used up their.
yeah. So let's see. Yeah. So
Mm,
keep on going. So basically, they rule it an accident. Meanwhile, romance ignites as the between Gerald and what's her name, Lillian, as the body count rises and the killer's modus operandi starts to be obvious and starts to expand a little. Victims. Let's see. So next scene, we're on the lake with Mrs. Nebb's wife, or excuse me, with Mrs. Nebb's wife on the lake with with Neb's wife. Oh, right. So, yeah, it's Richard on the lake,
yes,
exactly. And they're basically
yeah, with
doing a little clandestine
Susan
naked on
and
the other side
Richard.
of the
Yeah,
lake, kind
so
of fooling around
yeah.
while the husband's on the other side of the lake where they can't see, whatever. Um,
Right, because
yeah,
when they first met at her place, he was like, "Well, why don't you take me out fishing out on the
yeah,
lake?" You know, and
yeah,
she's
yeah,
like, "Oh, we can't do it."
yeah.
He's like, "No, the point is, I don't want to fish. I want to
And
get
then at some
away,
point,
just the
there's a
two of
body
us."
that pops up out
Yeah,
of the
because
water here,
they
right?
have
Isn't that what
cheating
they're
minds.
basically?
Yeah,
Head bobs up.
the boat won't start and shit, and she goes to look
Um,
at the
it's
prop,
funny, I
and a
did not
fucking
write that
head
down, but I
bobs
did
up,
remember it.
and she freaks
So
out.
then next scene, Officer Frank McIntosh begins investigating his rash of killings. And a cop pulls up to the church exterior, and Robbie the gardener comes out holding a claw hammer. Or no, he comes into the church and meets with this carpenter guy. Robbie the carpenter is what I called him, holding a claw hammer and
Yeah.
like slapping it in his hand, very suspiciously and intimidatingly as the cop's talking to him. I mean, that's enough to get you arrested, I think. If you did that in front of a couple cops out in public, it might. Yeah, I guess that's a weird one, man.
Not in a small town in the '80s. All
Yeah,
right.
well, that is true. Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're a carpenter. He was planing wood and
And he
shit
tells
with
the
a
cops
hand
his
plane, you
alibi
know.
or
So
whatever.
He was working.
So the
He was
next
working.
scene we're watching young Jimmy, the house butler guy, whatever you want to call him, is painting a boat, and they're talking about was it talking about the house, right? Isn't he telling somebody about the house and how he says there's 29 doors in that crazy house? You guys remember that part? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Some shit like that. Yeah. Yeah. That's when what's his
Lillian.
name
Yeah, Lillian's
Gerald
computer.
pulls up
Exactly.
with
And so, is that
Lillian's
basically the end of that
computer,
scene? I
right?
didn't
With
write it on my
Lillian's
notes.
computer.
But
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's the end of that. Yeah,
Well, then he calls
yeah,
over
yeah. I
to
do
said
remember that.
butler, like,
I
"Hey,
was,
get over here,
I was trying to do
boy,
that.
and help me carry this shit
Um,
upstairs, and be
so
careful,
then next
and be
scene was a woman
careful."
in her home doing dishes. And there's crazy lightning going outside, and the lightning sounded fake. It's like the worst sound effect I've ever heard. Like they need to have somebody work on that shit. I mean, yeah, I'm a sound guy, and dude, that did
That was
not
the
sound
same.
like lightning. I
That was
didn't
Yeah,
the
I
think
thought
I
it
picture
heard
was
I
a
was
lightning
watching.
sounds out of
gunshot.
my asshole. I mean, seriously. So hella fake lightning, and then the go ahead, Kim. Hey,
Well,
look, man.
what? No, I was gonna
All
say, we'll
right.
take your word for it.
So let's see. Man, you screwed me up, Kim. Goddamn. So, oh yeah, so she's making dishes, whatever, and then the windows fly open, and the candle somehow stays lit, and she sees an axe, and she sees the computer killer, and here's Johnny, right? Because he was hiding with the pigs, right? And then all of a sudden we see this. He gives the old axe wound to the
Yeah.
head of
Yep.
a calf or something like that, right? Um, yeah, yeah, and then a hammer to the head. Boom. Scene.
Yeah.
So we're back at the cabin, and Icarus is now connected. Or no, we're back at the Neb's house, right? Lillian's place, where they've now officially finished connecting the computer. And they're basically in a chat room, and it keeps saying no access, no access, no access, or something like that. Um, let's see. Meanwhile, so she is on his computer and she starts searching around the computer and finds a list of 3 of the women who had recently been killed in Paddock County. And that's the end of that scene. And then next scene, we come up to an ambulance and Sam and this guy are talking about nosy people and the nosy newspaper men. It's a very odd scene. Did you guys pick up on that? I didn't really understand the whole point of the scene. Yeah, it seemed to kind of come and go. Yeah, that scene, like, I didn't really follow what the point of it was.
As did much
So
of this
anyway, now
movie.
we're at a diner with Gerald and Lillian, and she's telling the sad story about her health, and it is where.
Is this where her cousin Charlie comes up? I believe it is.
And
She starts telling him. Yeah, she starts telling him about she had this cousin Charlie, and they were playing, and he got hurt.
Too hard, and he
blah,
fell
blah,
and
blah.
fractured his skull. Yeah, and she's like, fractured his skull or something like that.
Yeah,
and
she
last
starts
she
to
heard, he was in a
rage.
coma or something like that, right? Or had been in a coma for something like that. Is that what it was? Okay, yeah.
Or in a mental institution or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and at this point,
ends
she
up in
also
after
does
after
ask
you know
Gerald why
the
he has
hospital.
lists of
Ends up in another
dead
hospital.
women on his computer. And he says, I make all kinds of lists of stuff. It's for, it's just, I do that stuff for fun, what are you talking about? Yeah. So then we enter Father Clinton, right?
Just for
We're at a
research.
church sermon, and there's a terrible choir singing. And they're all singing the same note. I've been in choir, and I can tell you that's not what a choir is supposed to sound like. All those people are singing the same note. And there's a dude in the church wearing a Marlboro t-shirt. Did you catch that? I thought that was kind of funny. Oh, the girl in the choir was wearing a Marlboro t-shirt. And then, so this is when we start to get all these weird. Did this ever pay off? All the weird glances amongst all the parishioners and stuff. Did you know? It doesn't pay off. Like
Not really.
That ever really becomes anything in the movie, right?
And the priest is creepy, but they never really pays off.
Please chime in if I missed something, but I was waiting for there to be like some big town conspiracy type of situation or something, and it never. Yeah, okay, they're just weird church. Yeah, I guess it's trying to fill up the screen. Yeah,
this time filling in time gaps.
okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this movie's not very good.
Yeah,
very good at all. I held it in for long enough.
But yeah, like I said, lots of weird glances back and forth.
Eric's been holding it in since my intro.
Let's see. So basically, the detectives are in play at this point, and Lillian is growing uneasy about Gerald's odd habit. So back on the boat with Richard and Neb's daughter. Oh no, that's the part where because the way this broke out, that's the part where they're on the boat and the head pops out of the water. Yeah, and that's when they discover that's the woman is the woman whose head is in the water is a woman named Anne Bixby, I guess. So that was just a little something we forgot that I kind of put in the wrong place here. So meanwhile, Gerald and Richard are hanging out. Gerald suggests that the axe killer take out Richard's that he takes out his old wife. And they're, I don't know, bullshitting. There's just a lot of scene cuts that it was just moving from one scene to the other, and nothing was adding to any sort of storyline. And I just was like, it was weird because I was trying to, as I'm reading my notes, I'm realizing like there were just scenes
they seem similar too.
Just kind of happened, and then nothing really became of them. Because then after that, we're back at the church. Behind closed doors, and there's a bunch of yentas kibitzing about some bullshit, and talking about how it was Nebs, etc. And again, how does this play into the story? I don't understand. All right? Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It doesn't. Right. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Later that night,
because it's not a very good movie.
The leader of the church. I'm sorry, I screwed up earlier. The woman that was killed was Maureen Adams. Ann Bixby is one of the church parishioners. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're at Ann Bitsby. She's the leader of the church choir.
Ah,
It gets home and finds her dog
yeah.
murdered. She goes to retrieve. Yeah, and yeah,
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 well, yeah,
yeah, in the
she's in her
kitchen.
kitchen and something's leaking through the
Yeah,
floor. It's blood,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. You know,
like
the church ladies
into
are
her
home
bowl of
looking for her
soup
dog
or some shit, and she
Ricky,
goes upstairs to find
and
her.
for
Yeah,
some
she
reason
finds
the
her
TV's
dog
on. I'm assuming
murdered.
she leaves the TV on for Ricky. There's dripping faucets everywhere, and then all of a sudden, like you said, dripping blood from the attic into the or from upstairs into the bowl.
Uh,
And I said, "Poor fucking Ricky's dead." She goes to use the phone. The phone, typical phone, doesn't work. I noticed her house is a big mess, but she goes and grabs a shotgun and goes for the shells and an axe through the fingers. Ta-da! Ta-da! Yeah. Oh yeah, she
Oh
was.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
she's the only one that
yeah,
actually
yeah. Oh,
attempted to
she
put
was
up
ready to go.
like
Yeah, she was
somewhat
ready
of
to
a
go for
fight. She
sure.
grabbed the shotgun and fucking broke
Shotgun,
Yeah.
it
yeah.
open
So
and was like,
basically, he
"Damn it,
finishes
it's
her
not
off,
loaded."
right? And we're in the dining
Yeah,
room, and we see the
yeah,
fish tank.
yeah.
And she basically finishes her off, and the blood bowl that we saw earlier is full of blood, lots of blood, for an 8 pound dog. I said. Um, so that's that scene. That was nice. I thought that was pretty intense. Um, so then we're back in a chat room with Lillian and Richard, and something about wait for me at dot dot dot, right? And then they don't show you what it says on the screen. Um, so now we're back down at the docks, and then years ago, she tells a story of playing with my cousin Charlie.
Yeah.
He was on the swing. He kept telling him to stop, push harder. He fell and fractured his skull 6 years ago. So we kind of mixed up where this was in the movie, but nonetheless, the story goes that basically fell and fractured his skull 6 years ago. And then there's some
Yeah, well,
background noise. It sounds like they're in the. Oh yeah, that's right. So while they're sitting there talking about this, and in the woods or wherever the fuck next to the lake, wherever the fuck they are, it sounds like they're in fucking Colombia, like in the fucking jungle or some shit. Like I was like, what the fuck? There's no way anywhere in California it sounds like that. Um, yeah.
well, and one thing I'm shocked we haven't mentioned is the music in this movie. The
Oh
overplay
yeah.
of music. It is just so out of it. It
Yeah,
doesn't line up
yeah,
with the movie. It sounds like
Yeah.
it should be
It's all
in.
over
yeah,
the
yeah,
place.
sure.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
mean, there's like sexy saxophone, like Lethal Weapon music. It makes no fucking sense. All right, again, not a
A
very
lot
good
of it
Yeah,
movie.
seems like it was inspired by like
yeah,
Dire Straits. I was like, oh, that
yeah.
sounds kind of like Sultan of Swing. And then it's all like,
Sure,
and I'm
It
like, wait
sure,
a
sure,
minute,
sure.
that sounds,
it just
yeah,
doesn't
it was
sync up.
weird.
It doesn't sync up with this
So
slasher,
let's
and I'm
see.
doing
Yeah,
air
so
quotes, fucking
basically,
horror movie. It's
fucking
like
cracked his
no, no,
skull.
no. What are we doing here? What are we doing
Background
here,
noise
guys?
sounds like they're in their Amazon. And then a dream about Charlie carrying an axe, right? She has like some weird dream about Charlie carrying an axe or something. Do you guys pick up on that? She remembers it. Yeah,
She has like a not a flashback, but
yeah,
or
yeah.
she has a flashback when she yeah memory when she
Yeah,
starts
yeah,
pushing
that's
Gerald on
right.
the swing and
Yeah,
kind of
that's right.
boom boom goes into a
So the next
fucking
scene, we're
state
back at the
and think
church,
and calls
and
him Charlie. I got Charlie.
the priest and the
Charlie.
music director
Yeah, fucking dumb
talking
bitch.
with Frank the cop, and Christopher Chaplin, who does the arrangements, um, tells the priest that she's dead. Talking about Bixby and Bixby. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, and the priest has
yeah.
a very again
Right.
not usual reaction. He's
Yeah,
just like
yeah, yeah.
he
How
looks very
die?
perplexed,
Yeah, yeah.
not
And
like
I thought it was
sad
kind of whack. They
perplexed,
don't
just
mention
like
that Ricky's dead too.
Bixby's
I mean,
dead. What?
come on. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. That was kind
what
of
the
fucked up.
fuck, man?
But so that's that quick scene, and then boom, we're
No,
back in the
well,
tree swing
no.
with Gerald and Lil.
No one liked Ricky
She
except
he says
Bixby.
something about he should take back the PC, right? Isn't that what it is? Um, yeah, yeah,
Well, yeah, she starts telling him that
yeah,
she thinks it's making them too dependent on
yeah,
technology. Them chatting over the
Yeah,
computer.
yeah. So
Which
then,
jump ahead 40
we're cutting
years,
to a scene
like where
again.
we're
We're at the
at.
funeral, and we get
But yeah,
close-ups
it was
of all
pretty
the
funny.
faces of the weird people. What is going on, man?
And
Like, I don't
so
get it.
weird close. I wrote down funeral weird close-ups. Like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, yeah,
And we're
yeah,
talking
yeah. You
like
see
not
the pores
unusual,
of their
but
fucking
like
faces and shit.
uncomfortable
And
close-ups of these faces. Like, it make no sense.
yeah,
Make no sense. You guys
yeah,
have
yeah.
boogies
That
in your
guy
nose.
with
That's
the
funny.
Yeah,
bald headed dude. He just,
But yeah, extreme close-ups, and then it's
yeah,
basically
dude.
the
like,
funeral is
forehead.
basically
Fuck,
all the
Big.
people
man.
that were in the
Fuck.
movie. Like they didn't even have money for extras. They were like, everyone that's in the film just show up on this day for this scene. You know. And so again, that's funeral. We end scene. A lot of nothing there. Gerald's back at the cabin. He walks in and he says, "Lillian, are you there?" And she's there, right? And gives her a change of clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he catches her using his computer.
And
I mean, because she's looking shit up, and when he walks in, she quickly turns it off.
doesn't
Like,
make
oh
sense.
fuck,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
gonna catch what I
And
was
then
looking at.
isn't she?
And
Why
again,
does he give her a change of
right after
clothes?
that, I
What's
said
going
more
on?
music that doesn't work.
Is that what it was? Right.
Doesn't
Yeah.
make sense
Okay.
for the.
So at some point he offers to make her some food, right? And just toast
It
like
was,
a giant, like a
it was
loaf.
raining
Oh,
outside,
that
and
yeah. Remember
she's
he makes
soaking wet.
food and he brings out like a loaf, like a stack of toast about this tall, right? It's like, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, it was like seven
Yeah,
pieces of bread
I
like,
put down, dude. He
diagonally,
fucking
and then
takes up
there's
the whole
like
goddamn loaf of
marmalades
bread,
and
man.
jams and all kinds of other shit on this nice
But yeah,
platter.
so let's
Yeah,
see.
that he's
She's
made.
looking for info on Charlie on Gerald's PC. Gerald's been acting
Yeah.
weird. Or he's acting weird, and he says, "You know what? I should take you home." And that's one thing that was odd is when you think about, not to spoil anything, just a second, but when you think of the outcome of this movie, Gerald acts weird for no fucking reason. Like there's no reason for some of the weird shit that he does in the movie and says and acts, you know.
Oh yeah, he's just an awkward motherfucker. Yeah. Uh, Other than these people that made this movie don't know how to make a movie, therefore they thought it was a good
But it
idea to have him act strange. Maybe that was their direction to throw you off,
I think,
whatever.
yeah, like who did it,
That's right. That's right.
And,
Not a good movie.
and again, I'll
So
reiterate,
let's see.
not a very good movie.
Gerald's Charlie and Gerald's computer. Gerald decides to take her home. And then she challenges him about something about who his father is, and she keeps bringing up this name Philip Martin, and finally,
Yeah, she said. I guess he was a doctor at one of the insane asylums. Yeah, because I think they started putting the pieces together. Somebody did, whether it was her or not. That everybody that had been killed so far worked at one of the state-run hospitals. You know, they are a nurse, a doctor, an orderly, some bullshit, right? So yeah, so they kind of hint that what's her name, Lily, is starting to put the pieces together. It's you got this motherfucker acting weird all the time. You think, okay, yeah, this is where this is going.
They want you to think it's a bunch of people in the fucking church. I mean, they want some people. So you might think it's the fucking sheriff or the cop, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, It's and they don't do a good job of it though.
Or the priest or the guy putting music together or whoever the fuck.
That's right.
Well, shockingly enough, that's because it's not a very good movie.
Was this a good movie?
So basically he rebukes all of her fucking accusations by saying Philip Martin married my mother 2 years after my father died. And Lillian feels stupid. So basically, so then we move on. So later that evening, Richard's middle-aged artist wife gets drunk with local Christian chaplain at the Neb's Tavern after discovering she is bankrupt. She leaves with Christopher, but crashes her car en route. So Richard's old wife, Mrs. Simmons, is bankrupt. They're at a bar. She realizes she's bankrupt. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, she went, but
yeah.
right
So
prior
she
before
goes to
they
the
show the bar
bar
scene,
with
she
this
goes to like her
Christopher
accountant,
Kaplan
and he's like,
guy
"Here's some
tells her
paper.
she's
I
lost
told you to
everything.
make those two investments." And she looks
In a
down,
small
and he
town, nobody
goes, "You're
notices
broke."
people, wives, girlfriends. Outside the bar, they stumble out to the bar. It's a very pointless scene, I thought, the whole thing. They're driving home. Homie falls asleep. Windy road, scary music, dead end, screech. And they wanders away from the car. And then Chris is gone. And there's a white mask in the window. And running away mad as the Axeman coming to take her down, right? That's
Yep.
basically what happened there. She goes down. That was, the whole scene in the bar seemed kind of pointless, but I guess they had to build it into the reason why they were in the car together or whatever.
Yep.
The next scene, Gerald's chopping wood at the cabin. Richard shows up. Says his wife is missing. He says his wife's missing, and there's no
Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says my wife is
I
missing.
thought this was great. Rich was like, "I don't give a fuck if she runs off with some other dude. I'm not worried about adultery. I'm calling it fucking robbery because she stole all my money."
I don't know. Gerald says something clever here, and
Yeah,
Richard comes.
she stole all my money.
Have microchips for
Goddamn
brains or
bitch.
something like that. And he gets into his truck on the passenger side of the car, which I thought was weird. Yeah, why would you do it? That's an odd one there. So next scene, we're back at the fucking church, which doesn't seem to really play any significance to this movie whatsoever. Oh my god. I'm starting to get angry. I'm starting to have a Nightbreed moment here, guys. Okay, we're getting to the end. We're getting to the end. So yeah, we're at the church. Yeah,
Nope.
yeah. We're at the church, and the church is talking to Mr. Nebbs.
Man,
Chris is playing cards in the back of Mr. Nebbs.
I felt that all day. I felt that all day.
The cop Sam shows up, tells the priest man the woman is dead in the woods, and this is where the second he tells basically the priest that they found the old lady in the woods, and he flubs his line here again, and they don't re-record it. Yeah, no. He just fucked it up, and he just said it again. Flubs the line.
They didn't edit it. They didn't do it. Not.
Okay.
There was no cut. Roll it back. Let's go again.
Yeah, and so let's see. And then at some point,
the old lady wife's name is Laura. I do believe.
Oh, the young lady's waiting for the priest, and she waits outside, right?
Yep.
And then some dude. Yeah. 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 So,
yeah, they're having choir practice. And her dad calls and it's like, "Hey, can you make sure my daughter gets home safe?" And blah blah blah. And that's and then they insinuate again that maybe it's the priest, because the priest is acting like a weirdo the whole fucking time. You're like, "Oh, this is gonna be the chance the priest is gonna get to kill this bitch." But
Mary Poppins or
that don't pay off.
Like that, right? And the carpenter, the carpenter
No.
shows up and picks up Little. Yeah. So jump to another scene.
Yeah,
The cops at the crime scene where they
He
found
did.
Jimmy's body. The scene where they found Jimmy's body.
Yeah, and he's like, I'll give you a ride home. Yeah.
So that's they're saying that 7 killings in 2 weeks. And they're wondering something about why did somebody took a shortcut back to the church. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that was the priest.
Again,
he said,
weird, right?
They bring the priest out to identify the body.
At all, yeah.
And they're like,
here's
let me
another
give
one.
you
There's
right
a
back. And he's
found
like, I know my
nameplate,
way. I'll
right?
just cut
They
through the
find the
woods.
nameplate
It's
at
faster.
the crime scene.
Yeah.
Does that pay off?
Didn't pay off in any fucking way
doesn't,
at
right?
all.
Okay, yeah.
Not at all.
Okay. So let's see. Why did this screen out? Because it didn't work. Let's see. So Jillian's trying
Right.
to get Gerald in
Yeah.
the chat room.
Nope.
She
Nope.
hears noises, goes upstairs, comes back down. Lillian's back home. So yeah.
Yeah, because Lillian's back home now. You know, the carpenter gave her a ride home, and she's home, and she's on the computer clickety clacking away, saying, "I need to talk to you. Answer me. Enough is enough."
Picks up an axe. Yeah, and she's in the bar and uses the key to lock the door.
She picks up an axe.
Freaks out.
And you're like, oh, okay,
like,
all right.
You know, she
settles
down
somewhere.
A little bit, puts the axe down. And then and then there's all of a sudden the killer. She sees the killer upstairs. Isn't that what it is?
Which was stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well, all of a sudden you start to see a shot of some gloves, some leather gloves, and you see a shot of a foot, and it's walking up the stairs to second floor where she is residing. And you're like, oh, here comes the killer to get her, and then dun dun dun. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Lillian,
it's fucking Gerald. Right. It's Gerald telling her that she was the schizoid in the fucking hospital, and she made all this shit up in her brain.
Nebs actually fell from the swing. The diagnosis was cranial
Which was fucking
encephalitis,
stupid.
Acute psychopath. Listing off the people. He's listing off the people that Lillian killed. And then he says to her, like, we can start over because I love you or something like that. He's like, and then, and there's a Color of Money poster on the back wall. And then Lily goes nuts with the axe, right? But that's me, Gerald.
Again, it sucked. The movie sucked.
And Gerald manages to subdue her as the cops arrive.
That was a good movie. That was a good movie.
And I think she fights him off, screaming from inside. They hear screaming from inside, and the cops shoot Gerald, the biker, right? Yeah. And
Gerald, our main protagonist in the movie. Yeah.
She starts screaming. The cops hear her. She knows the cops are outside, so she runs out to the cops. And then Gerald comes running out after her. And then
and then the
other cop with a big long gun, long shotgun.
There's going to be no more murders in this
town. And just blows him in the chest and movie.
He hugs the officer and then flashes the nice maniacal smile because her plan is like aimed at fruition. I mean, it's like,
when he got shot with the shotgun, I asked myself, "Where's my shotgun?" Because I want to blow my head off after watching this fucking movie. You know?
It blew. All right, well, that was rough. It was even hard to get through, and the notes.
Fucking blue balls.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back after these.
And you're listening to the Heavy Door Horror Podcast. You're welcome.
I'm important. I have something to say.
Don't be a coward, son. Speak your mind.
Was she a great big fat person?
So why does your opinion matter more than my opinion?
Get your shit together, Danny.
Oh, good for you!
All right. So let's get into it with the 90-second. We have basically, I'm going to give everybody 90 seconds to kind of go over the movie, give their likes and dislikes, favorite scenes, whatever you want to do. Just whatever you want to cram into 90 seconds. We're going to go ahead and start out as we usually do at the top of the order with Mr. Deeds.
Thank you, Eddie.
Go right ahead, Eddie. What you got?
Yeah, I know. I put you guys through it with this one. All right, so I thought this movie was pretty basic. It was a little bit fun, a little bit, kind of interesting take on a slasher film with the whole axe murderer thing, with the curveball as to who the killer could be, and that's about as much of the good stuff I could say about it. I thought it was kind of funky with the out of place music. It was like the Dire Straits inspired theme music, and then next thing you know, there was like it was just all over the place. Did Gerald create Google? I mean, I'm like, okay, he had a computer program called Icarus, right? You said it was Icarus.
Yeah.
The auto-generated stuff from YouTube said it was called Licorice.
Oh, is that what
So
it
I
is?
just went with that, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell, but it's like, all right, the internet before the internet, it automatically connects to a self-controlled terminal. What the fuck? I just thought they could have done, the writers could have done more, to research before adding this whole like computer shit to the plot. They're trying too hard to be next wave, man. And I really thought the worst part about the movie was the dog getting killed, because I have a thing for dogs. I thought that was fucked up. I'm gonna leave it at that for now.
Thank you, Eddie.
All right, let's. Just under 90 seconds there. Let's go ahead.
They didn't have to kill the dog, man.
They didn't have to kill the dog. All right. What is that? That's weird. All right.
Is your timer?
Brother Eric.
All right, let's get into Eric. You got 90 seconds. What do you got for us?
Well, I think if you've listened to the whole podcast, I fucking hated this movie. I thought it was terrible. It was a waste of my time. It's a waste of your time if you go out and watch it. But listen to us, because that's always a good time. It didn't deliver on the slasher, movie that it should have been or could have been. I guess genre. It was just the music had no part. It was like they made two different movies. They made a movie with the music should have gone to this one, and they made this movie, and they're like, you know what? Let's just use that music for this. And the acting was okay, I guess. It was a little strange, but yeah, the movie sucked. I disliked it. I hated it. I will never get this hour and a half back in my life, and for that I am sorry and sad for. Could have done something else. But yeah, so there you go.
All right. Well, that was Eric's take. Let's go ahead and rewind this. It's funny. This stupid thing is gonna fucking go off every time, isn't it? Let's move on to Kim Ham.
And now a word from Kim Ham.
All right. Okay. First of all, I thought the movie was bland. There was just no like pizzazz. There was just like no flavor to it. It was just, this is the movie, random killing, bad acting. We trying to put a story together, and it's not really cohesive. I think I think it's just really shows that it was like a very freshman presentation. It was like I heard it was his first slasher movie. So yeah, I mean I like the random killings. I'm totally into the slasher stuff, and I took it for what it's worth. It's just random killing and nothing really substantial to it other than that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean I like the time. The cars were nice. The settings. Everything was just like very very nostalgic.
Yeah, that little town seemed kind of cool.
Yeah, it's just very it's just like a very nostalgic town. I think that's just what they were trying to do. They were trying to bring this small town where it's just random killing and nobody knows who's doing it, and you kind of have to figure it out. And it just didn't. It just wasn't cohesive.
Yeah, it sucked.
Okay. All right, and your time is up. All right, let's go back. All right. Who's up next? We got
Luis, stay on track, buddy.
You, man. You got it. Stay on track. 90 seconds.
All right, so I don't know. I thought it was like out of some of the movies we seen, I thought it was all right. I like the way the slasher was super violent. It looked almost real, but with a rubber axe and fake watery blood splatter. This killer was like some midway point between Myers and Voorhees. The murder scenes are too sporadic, poorly executed. Storyline. Half was trying to figure out who the killer is, and the other half of the film is trying to start up multiple strange relationships between the different characters. And then one of the most disappointing parts of the whole movie was the ending. It makes you want to throw your hands in there like, what the fuck did I just watch? And that was 90 seconds.
That was only 60 seconds.
Yeah.
That was only 60 seconds, but you know, we'll call it.
Yeah.
59 seconds, Luke. Good job.
It's all this movie. This is more than this movie deserves. He gave it more than this movie deserves. This fucking movie sucked. It was terrible. The people who made it should be shamed. They should be shamed.
All right. Yeah, I agree with all you. I think it's a pile of shit. It's just fucking dumb. I don't know, dude. It was like, you know, when some dudes got together enough money just to put together some stupid movie. You know, that's all it was. Nobody was. I mean, there's no acting happening in this film. Maybe the girl Lillian might have been doing a little bit of acting. You know, the girl that turns out to be the killer. You know, maybe,
the killer.
But other than that, I just didn't think there was much to take from this. The music was terrible. Movies, you know, there's a lot of this shit where there's movies that have like a lot of repetitive footage. Like in this movie, it was a driving through town shit. There's a lot of these crappy, slocky movies from back in the day that you will find that's like a motif with them. It's just there's just a constant repetitive scene of just time filling, waste of, you know, film basically. There's a lot of it.
Yeah, they had to get it. They had to get it to 90 minutes. You know, I mean, they're about. You know,
and the way they basically tried to make you think it was just about everyone in the town was not only unconvincing, but it was dumb and it didn't pay off. Not to mention like the 10 other things in the movie that did not pay off. So I agree. Fuck this movie, man. Like fuck it hard. Like just man, just raw, just
fuck it in its dirty asshole.
Right.
Movie sucked.
Oh my god.
You've exceeded.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eddie.
Eddie's like, we'll be back after these messages.
Hey, dirtbag. You're listening to the Heavy Door Horror Podcast, so shut up!
Now for Louie and Eddie with facts, figures, and trivia. In this segment, The Breakdown.
Y'all ready for this?
All right, Eddie, go ahead and take it away, man.
All right, so we have Edge of the Axe. Initially released as Alcila de Hacha in Spain, May 20th of 1988. Released in the U.S. September 15th, 1989. Movie was 91 minutes long. Directed by Jose Ramon Larraz. I hope I'm pronouncing all this shit correct. And if you don't like my Spanish, then
sounds good to me.
You don't like it. Credited in the movie as Joseph Braunstein. They didn't even use the guy's real name in the freaking U.S. release, you know. Screenplay, so they're not even calling it story. They're saying screenplay. There's like 4 players here. You've got Joaquin Amichatis. Amichatis? What the fuck? Javier Elorieta. We got Jose Frade. And we have Pablo de Aldebaran.
So was this movie made in a foreign country?
Well, it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it's here in California.
It was a collaboration between. It was a Spanish movie with English characters and Spanish and English actors.
Okay.
And it was also filmed. It was filmed in California as well as Madrid, Spain.
No kidding.
What the fuck? All right.
Yeah.
What scenes were filmed in Madrid?
Yeah.
I don't want to give it up. I think Louis may have one in his fun facts, and if he doesn't have it, I'll reiterate later. So I don't want to steal Louis' shit. So produced by Jose Frade, with Calepas International and Jose Frade Producciones. Okay. Budget was unknown. Box office is not applicable because it was released directly to VHS home video.
$1 million.
And that's giving it more than it deserved. Shouldn't have been released at all.
Yeah. All right. So, let's get to the cast. All right. So we got starring Christina Marie Lane as Lillian Nebbs, Barton Fawkes as Gerald Martin. We have Jack Taylor as Christopher Kaplan. That was the music professor that was fooling around with Laura after she found out she was bankrupt.
Sure.
Drinking with Laura. Anyway, Paige Mosley as Richard Simmons. He was the exterminator, you know.
That was Gerald's buddy. Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and then we have Patty Shepard as Simmons? Laura. Richard Simmons, yeah, and his Patty Shepard as Laura Simmons. We have Alicia Morrow as Rita Miller, the prosty.
Oh yeah.
We have May Heatherly as Anna Bixby. We have Fred Holliday as Officer Frank McIntosh. Joy Blackburn as Susan Nebbs. Elmer Maudling as Father Clinton. We have Conrado San Martin as Trevor. And then there are a few uncredited roles here. I tried to do my research beyond the normal outlets, and I couldn't find jack shit. So Brock, who the fuck is he? I don't know. Joe Nebbs, Lillian's dad, uncredited. The doctor / coroner, who the fuck is he? And Ricky, no fucking word.
What the doctor?
Who the fuck? It's just not available.
Yeah.
Unavailable.
They probably paid the production company to be uncredited because they didn't want to be known for this fucking movie. This abomination pile of shit that we watched.
Can't find it.
That's probably why.
To know the
That's the weirdest thing. And like I think it's the first time since we've had the pod where there's been like a notable amount of uncredited roles of people who are actually characters.
If I were in this movie, I would not want to be credited either. You know, I mean. Yeah.
Oh boy.
And that's all I have.
Good work, Eddie. Right, good work. Good work. Good work. You know what? I bet you the majority. Well, no, never mind. Never mind.
Thank you, Eddie.
All right, let's move it on over, man.
I get what you're saying.
All right, Louis, what do you got for us tonight?
Edge of the Axe was filmed in both Big Bear Lake, California for exterior and town scenes, and in Madrid, Spain for many of its interior shots, creating a unique American-European deal going on.
Really unique. Really unique.
Absolutely nothing to bring about unique. Good, man.
And then it says that Northern California was Paddock County. The filmmakers used these separate locations to give the illusion of a single setting, seamlessly cross-cutting between the two locations. Big Bear Lake, California served as the primary location for filming outdoor and town scenes. Madrid, Spain was used for many of the film's interior sequences to achieve this. It's just repeating over and over. But I just wanted to hop on that because you guys were asking Eddie which scenes. It said something about the car wash scene was in Madrid, Spain, but that doesn't seem right.
Really? They had, yeah, I mean,
let me jump in real quick. Let me jump in to assist Louis. I did read about that. So the exterior of the car wash was in Big Bear Lake, but the interior, when they recorded the interior inside the car wash, that was actually a car wash in Madrid.
So no wonder this movie failed. No wonder this movie failed. Why would you spend so much money on travel and all this bullshit
They set
to
up
do a film
all the
in two
cameras
different fucking?
outside of the. They set up
Oh
all the
my
cameras
God.
outside of the Crystal car wash, right? And then when they were done filming the exterior, they were like, "Put everything on a plane and take it to Spain."
Take it to Spain. Like, that's an expensive fucking flight. Like, what are you doing? Jesus. They should have just filmed this movie in Mexico. You know, I mean, fuck. You know.
The scene with the trains, that must have been Madrid, right?
I thought, the train tracks. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That's probably Madrid.
It looked very European.
Big Bear ain't got no. I mean, I'm sure there's train tracks somewhere in Big Bear running through the mountains and whatnot, but not like that. So that was probably Spain.
Not like in Spain, I don't think. No.
Yeah.
So for the regular fun facts, the first one is the director, Jose Ramon Larraz, considered this his worst feature film.
At least he admitted it. At least he admitted it.
Looking for sure.
I mean, I can't say I've ever seen anything else he's done, but if anything's worse than this, the guy should just take himself out and shoot
That's what
himself.
we need. We need a gunshot on
The killer's mask was a cheap knockoff. The plain white killer's mask was like a low budget of the Michael Myers with like a ball, whatever the fuck.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Number 3, a former high school student moderated the lead actor's audio commentary. Lead actor Barton Fawkes quit acting after the film and became a school drama teacher.
So they ADR'd all the lines? I mean, or some of the lines? That's insane.
It'd be funny if he quit fucking acting and became a monk or some shit.
Wow.
The fourth one was like the dual county filming thing that I already went over. So the killer was played by several different people to keep the audience guessing the identity of the killer. The role of the masked killer was performed by several different people with varying body types. But this is why the killer ultimate identity does not physically match the character's portrayal.
But how does that?
What's the point in that?
It's not real.
I know that too.
The whole movie doesn't make any sense.
You find out that I guess our star Lillian is the killer, right? I mean that's what we're led to believe at the end of the movie, that apparently she's committed all these murders. When our hooker girl Rita gets killed at the train, off the train track, they show the silhouette. They show the silhouette of said person, and it is not. It's not a little girl Lillian, and I mean, so. It's just fucking it's so infuriating and irritating. I mean, like, why? It doesn't make the movie better.
No, it doesn't. Even in the beginning, the first attack at the car wash, like, you could totally tell that was a dude.
Yeah.
It was like you get the physique of a man. It didn't match at all.
They all had the physique of a man. It was never
the
her.
idea that
it was
they
never
thought
her.
to make the movie and make it that way was somehow clever when it doesn't make any sense. That's not logical. Okay, all right.
Oh, these guys were on some good. These guys must have been on some good drugs.
Man,
but
probably a pile of cocaine.
Okay.
All right, man. Well, thank you, Louie. And then we.
Yeah, good job, guys, trying to make sense of this dog shit of a movie.
Autobots, that's the breakdown.
Well, the only thing I was able to make
all right,
sense
we'll be
out
back
of this
after
movie.
these messages with the stats.
Welcome back to the Heavy Door Horror Podcast.
Good grief.
And we're back with the stats. Let's get into it for stats for Edge of the Axe from 1988. We're going to go ahead and kick it off. Let me just make sure I got everything lined up here. Let's go ahead and start with Eddie. All right, Eddie. In a word, how would you describe this movie? I have a feeling I know how some of these are going to go.
Discombobulated.
Discombobulated. Oh, that's an interesting word.
Yeah, man. It's just
Who's
like
Eric? Don't answer that. Hi, Eric. Who are you?
Keep forgetting to turn that off. Let's see.
What happened?
Combobulated. I like that. For your favorite scene, Eddie, what would you say is your favorite scene?
oh. So my favorite scene was surprisingly it was the ending.
The ending.
So
when
I
Homo
like the part
when he gets
where
shot in the
you know
chest.
yeah, long story short, like Lillian's freaking out, the police show up, she starts screaming, she runs out, Gerald comes out right after her.
Yeah.
The police don't say shit. They're like, "Oh, screaming girl, guy running after her," shoots him, and then she hugs the sheriff, reveals this maniacal smile, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, her plan came together,
Yeah.
and then boom, credits hit, and I have to say, man, the credits, it was like a shower. It was just like, and then boom, done. The movie's done. You know what I mean? I was like,
They were
damn,
like,
like,
we are out of here. There weren't too many people to credit.
yeah.
I guess there weren't too many people to credit, huh?
Well, yeah, it was like, we knew we fucked up. Ew.
Yeah. Don't read anybody's name, please. Continue. Don't look this way.
Mhm.
All right. So, how
Yeah.
about for your favorite character?
Lillian. I thought Lillian was, fucking loony. She was a loony, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, she's definitely.
I used to like him crazy.
She did. That's pretty goddamn crazy, man. All right. What? So, for your B, is it a B or not to B? And then what is your rating?
It's like a C or a D. Yeah.
Ooh, you know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna allow.
So maybe I should say no. It's not a B film. It's like a D film.
You want?
That's my answer this week.
You want to go with D? I'll give you a D.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a.
Okay.
I'm gonna call it a D flick.
Hey man, I'm good with that. I might join you down there somewhere. And then your ranking. But
Yeah.
you got to stay within the scale. You can't go negative now. Come on.
No. I'm gonna stay within the scale. You know what? It'll be my lowest rating since we started the pod. I'm gonna give it a solid 2.
2.0.
There were, yeah, 2.0. It did have like, some entertainment value to it, but I'm not gonna say there was anything redeeming.
Sure.
Within the content, so it gets a solid 2. And I've seen shittier movies than this. I'm not going to mention any of them right now.
Yeah.
For posterity reasons.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
And how about your backpack item?
My backpack item. Oh, this is going to be a fun one. A book on coding to change up that stupid ass computer voice that they had on the fucking thing. It's like every time they're typing, it's like, fucking shut the fuck up, man. God, could they have used like anything fucking different? Like, this is what I was getting at in my opinion piece too. It's like they're trying so hard to be next wave. It's like, damn, man. Like,
yeah, okay.
Jeez, I would have just tried a book on coding to like fucking sit there and fucking take the time to just rewrite some shit to fucking make that sound. Oh, that just drove me nuts, man. It's probably the second worst part of the movie next to the dog getting.
Wow, that's up there. And just out of curiosity, do you have a recommendation for someone you thought did not know they were in a movie that just could not act? Anyone else?
Well, I mean, my pick is the coroner. Like, he's, I mean, just, you mentioned it earlier, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I mean.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
God.
All right.
This is Eric.
Eric, what do you got for us, man? In a word, how would you describe this movie?
Well, I wrote 2 words down. I wrote weak, like it's a weak movie, but I'm not going to use that. It was underwhelming.
That's a good one.
Underwhelming.
Yeah, that's to say the least.
Because this movie fucking sucked balls.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It was brutal. It was brutal.
So what was your favorite scene in this piece of shit?
Yeah, and this is the first time I've ever done this. I don't have one, but I'll go. I mean, in the spirit of, I guess I'll go. I liked when Rita got killed on the train. Train tracks, train station.
Okay.
That was
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Okay.
How about your favorite character?
Again, don't have one because they all sucked. But in the spirit of our of us doing this, I guess I'll go with I'm gonna go with Richard because he married the old broad for her money. So I'm gonna go with him. At least he had a clear goal. Well,
yeah. I mean,
he got to drive that nice big ass. What was that? A
Cadillac
wagon or something like that.
She bought him that truck. So
Yeah. She I mean she's she's taking care of her little boy. So as far
But again, I don't have one. I don't have a favorite character. I don't have a favorite scene because this movie was a pile of dog shit.
Man, what is going on with this goddamn thing?
Anyway, we'll move on.
Yeah,
let's move
on. What is going on with this fucking thing? I got something weird happening over here. You guys see that? That was weird. Okay. So a D or so would you call this a B movie? Or we're taking so far as to call it a D movie? And what would be your rating?
Oh, I call it an F movie.
An S.
It got an F. An F for Frank. And a straight up F. The lowest grade you can give it. Straight
so
up
we're
F.
gonna go ahead and do this. I like it.
I mean, just for this one, it's definitely a B movie. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm calling it an
this
F
is a one-time exception. I don't know. We can.
Okay.
It's definitely a B movie, though.
Okay. And then what would be your rating?
I'm giving it one skull. One.
Okay.
My lowest rating.
How about your backpack? Item?
Okay, so I thought about this. My backpack item would be a Greyhound bus ticket to get away from this movie. Get as far away as I can. They're supposed to be in NorCal. I'm going to Florida. I'm going somewhere. I'm going way far away. Because I don't want this any part of my life, or be anywhere near it. So.
Catch a flight to Madrid.
Oh well, but that's too much money, Louis. Unless you're paying. If you're paying.
So, just out of curiosity, did you have did not know he was in a movie, or did not know they were in a movie? I should say.
Let's say again.
Did you have someone you thought couldn't act that they didn't know they were in a movie? Just off the top of your head.
I don't think any of them could act really, but the mortician coroner, he was, I don't know if he had ever. Man, they might have found him on the street in in Bear Valley, or whatever, because it looks like that scene was filmed outside and not in Madrid. Sure. Okay. So yeah, I mean, they probably picked some hobo up, or found some local drunk at the local watering hole, and we're like, hey, bro. We need someone to fucking do this part. You think you can handle it? A couple of Pabst Blue Ribbons and a couple of shots of Jack Daniels, no problem. And that's the performance you get.
So let's move on to.
And now a word from Kim Hill.
Would you, as a person who watched this abomination, what would you, in a word, how would you describe it?
I'm gonna go with bland.
That's safe. Bland, yeah, it's definitely bland. How about your favorite scene, if you had one?
No, I got a favorite scene. It was the beginning where the girl gets chopped up in the car wash.
Yeah, the car wash scene was kind of cool.
It just kind of sets. It kind of sets the tone up for the whole movie. It's like none of it makes sense. Just senseless killing. Just I don't know. Just kind of you could just kind of predict the movie. It kind of sets the tone up for the whole movie.
All right, and
I have to interject. I thought that the whole movie would have been cool, starting out with that scene.
With that,
which did not take place.
Yeah, but when you think about
I get what you're saying, Kim.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, had the whole movie kind of been that, it might have succeeded. It might have been.
Yeah.
In my
Like more of that.
that's my opinion.
Kim, who was your favorite character?
I did like Lillian, but the more I think about it, I think my favorite character was the I don't know if it was the uncle or something where the guy shows up in the motorcycle and the uncle's like complaining, you better not run up my PG&E bill. The last one I paid almost killed me.
Yeah, that's the quarterback.
The guy who got the free T-shirt or got the free flannel or whatever.
Yeah, that guy. He was pretty cool.
If you want, what about so is this a B or not to B, and what is your rating?
Oh yeah, no, it just can't be a B because it just there's no cult following. There's no storyline to it. It's like at least if it would have had a cult following, then it could qualify as a B movie, but it just couldn't.
You're gonna give it a letter grade?
Like it's just a D. Yeah.
All right, and then a rating.
A rating. I want to go with a 2 skull also. Yeah.
All right, and then if you had a.
That's also my lowest rating.
I think we're all we'll see. And then as far as backpack items go, what would you need for a backpack item in this film?
Man, I would. I would have a Polaroid because I just feel really nostalgic with the whole town, the whole scenery.
Oh yeah,
take a lot of pictures.
That does seem like a nice
cars,
place to take photos. Yeah.
Oh man, it just makes me feel like when I was a kid. That's just how things used to look. I was like, wow, I was a kid, and everything was just like that. Like wow.
And then
and the price of gasoline. Price of gasoline.
Oh yeah. I mean, when I first started driving, gas was like 115 for like 5 years, until I was like 18, and then it just skyrocketed after that. It just
and then just out of curiosity, would you nominate anyone for did not know they were in the film? Couldn't act.
No, I just didn't really pay attention to the side characters as much. Yeah, it just wasn't captivating enough.
Let's see. All right. Well, thank you, Kim. Let's move on to who do we have next in line here? All right. Louis, in a word, how would you describe this film?
I like the edge of the axe, dull.
That's a good one. I like that.
Good one.
How about your favorite scene?
All right.
Favorite scene was when the killer was coming after that chick and she thought she had the upper hand at the shotgun, reaching for some shells. Little does she know.
He was like,
fingers.
All right. Who was your favorite character?
The bum that was drinking the huge bottle of Jim Beam at the train tracks for Rita's got killed.
That's right. I forgot about that shit.
See, right on, Louis.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah,
and that was a bottle of Jim Beam too.
And so to be or not to be, and what is your rating?
B, and what do I put? I probably just like I always do, like two skulls. Just like average.
All right, and then your backpack item. If you had something, you would.
I don't know how it fit in a backpack, but I picked like a medieval fucking sword or shield. To block the fucking
like a riot shield or something.
I don't know. Oh, that'll work, but I don't know how to fit in my fucking backpack.
A Spartan shield.
Medieval times fucking shield.
And then, do you have a bad actor nominee? Someone that didn't know they were supposed to be acting? Anybody?
There's probably like half the people in the movie, I guess. Probably.
I think it was probably. I don't think everybody. I don't think anybody knew they were being shot in a movie.
Yeah,
And
for sure. All right, Louis, thank you. So let's see. Wait, hold on. That's not what I was trying to do. All right.
Danny for Fanny, banana for
In a word, I would describe this movie as
In a movie.
it's shit. I'll just go ahead and say it. It's fine. It's stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I mean,
It's
it's
a
not even worth
pile
trying
of
to be
dog
clever,
shit.
honestly. My favorite scene was probably when Brock was all showing off his shirt and and Gerald looked at him like you look like a fucking moron, basically, whatever. I thought that was pretty funny. Let's see, Brock's shirts. Let me just type this up here. And then as far as my favorite character, shit, I don't know. Again, I think I'm going with Brock. I thought he was pretty cool. I did like Brock. I thought he was the only thing in the movie that I look back fondly on.
I think he's probably the only one that's ever acted like seriously in other TV shows or movies or films. I mean, he's, thank God he only had to be in this movie for 2 scenes because he probably looked around and was like, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
Or some shit.
I was on Gunsmoke. Yeah, I was on Bonanza. I acted with Clint Eastwood on Rawhide. What am I doing here?
As far as the B flick, I don't know if I need to go into the C's and D's and such. I'll just call it a B flick. It was, I mean, for me, this is exactly what a B flick is. It's plain and simple. It's 1000% a B flick. As far as the rating, man, I'm throwing a fucking decimal on this motherfucker. I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it a 0.50, like a half a star. I mean, and that's just. And you know why he gets that? You know why he gets that? Honestly, because it's a movie. I mean, that's one thing it is. It's a movie. That's
they made it. They made it. I mean, it's out there. You can watch it. That's why I have yet to give a half or a quarter or a 3/4.
Yeah,
that's why I gave it a 1. That's why I gave it a 1.
For me,
I didn't give it a 0.
To be clear, you'll get a half a star because at least it is a movie. That's all. I'll give you that. There's not much else.
Totally.
I was thinking of making it
that.
0.75 and giving Brock credit for the quarter, but I'm not going to do it. It's a half a star.
Yeah, he did it. He did his good work on Gunsmoke and Bonanza and Rawhide. He doesn't need your validation.
Take a shovel to go around town and beat everybody to death. And then
there you go.
And then and then
that's a good backpack item.
I'm sorry, but the invention of the cannot act does not know they're supposed to act. Hey, dude, you're in a movie. Oh, right.
He was he was even worse than what was it, Mausoleum that we watched, and the art curator or seller. I mean, I thought I didn't think it could get any worse than that. And I was fucking wrong. I was wrong.
All right. Well, those are the stats for the week. Insert soundbite here. All right. So the week rolls over to Eric, and now that we're using this new system, the week calls for a ghost, a horror movie. So, what did you have for us, Eric? I'm sorry, I'm doing this. Sorry about that.
So I have 1985's. The movie's called The House, or not The House, just House. Just House.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
And there we go. Now, I've personally never seen it, and watched some trailers and stuff
there's
a bunch of different, ghost themed movies, and here we go.
Enjoying this film because it's very good. It's very good.
Oh, okay. Well, fantastic.
All right, let's go ahead and watch the trailer real quick.
This is a house where no one should live.
Woman lived here before you was nuts. Wouldn't be surprised if someone just got fed up and offed her. She was my aunt. Heart of gold, though.
Roger Cobb has come here alone.
Daddy?
But no one is ever alone in the house.
This house knows everything about you. Leave while you can.
No!
It has been waiting for him.
Hi.
Sandy.
Now, it wants you. Horror has found a new home. House. Enter at your own risk.
Yeah, so that was a trailer for House, and it looks good. That's a good call. It's a fun movie. I guarantee I've seen it. I've definitely seen it quite a few times, but that's all good because it is a fun movie and it'll be fun to review on the show. So it'll be fun.
Well, the trailer looks inviting.
Yeah, no,
So,
it's a lot of fun, and I think there's a lot of the movie that's going to appeal to you that you didn't even see in the trailer. So it's fun, trust me.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
Right on, man. Well, that was the Heavy Door Horror Podcast for August 28th, 2025. We reviewed the Pile of Shit movie from 1988, was it? Edge of the Axe.
89, 88, because they released it in Spain first.
Sure.
As those, European pretentious fucks.
Yeah, they didn't warn us. Thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the show. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Before we go, I just want to say, give a chance for everybody to say goodbye. Let's go ahead and talk to Mr. Deeds. Deeds, you got anything to say before we say goodnight?
Well, I guess you can't always pick a good one, but so my apologies for that. But then again, that's what makes this podcast so great is that, hey, if we make a shitty ass pick, then you know what? We get to, reap what we sow, right?
That's right.
So hope everybody had fun. And if you didn't have fun, at least you had fun talking shit. Have a good night. Enjoy some more horror, everybody. And we'll catch you next week.
All right. And Eric, you got anything to say before you go?
Sorry to make everybody watch this movie, but everybody stay scary.
Everybody stay scary. Right on, man. Let's see where we at. Kim Him, you got anything to say goodbye? Say before we say goodbye.
No, just thanks for joining us. We appreciate you joining us and hope you enjoyed the show and hope to see you guys again next week.
Louis, you got anything to say to the crowd out there?
No, super. Thanks for coming, and we appreciate it. And it was a wonderful movie. And bye.
All right, man. Well, that was a Heavy Door Podcast. Heavy Door Horror Podcast. Thank you for joining us. And always remember that, always assume that the call is coming from inside the house. Have a good night.
The Heavy Door Horror Podcast.
Thank you for listening. Don't act like you're not impressed.